Brunson, he joins Randall, OG Anunoby, Robinson on the injury list. Quentin Grimes also out of the lineup here. So let's bring in Adrian Wojnarowski. Woj, how will all of these injuries affect the Knicks and how they are going to approach the deadline?
Malika, the Knicks have been an active team. They've wanted to improve, especially their bench scoring at the deadline. I don't think that's changed with the group of injuries they have. Right now, I think there's an expectation that these are all players they're going to get back in relatively short order, the hope is, but they've certainly have built a big cushion in the standings with how well they played. But certainly players like Alec Burks in Detroit, that's been a conversation for the Knicks, for some other contenders who can get him with some draft assets. New York is fortunate. When you look at the teams they're competing with in the East, except for Philadelphia, Boston is limited in assets. Milwaukee is limited. So the Knicks are able, with all the picks they have, to use a pick or a couple seconds without compromising their ability to go out this summer or in the offseason and try to do the kind of big deal that they would love to do if an all-star, all-NBA player becomes available. But the Knicks are active, and if they can get some scoring off of this bench, some more shooting, I think they would find that to be helpful at the trade deadline. Yeah, protect the whale. You want the Knicks are going to want to make the whale trade as fast as they possibly can. It's not going to happen by tomorrow. They have 8 tradable first. Okay, that's what we know. They want, after they make anything tomorrow, they want to still have those 8 tradable first. Yeah. 11 tradable second-round picks, plus a number of expiring contracts, the biggest one being Evan Fournier. When the dust settles after the deadline, I do expect the Knicks to maximize their opportunity to add, but you will see them protect those picks, and you will see them, if they require anybody, to have a flexible contract. Either they can be traded or with ending salary. The Knicks are looking at the big picture, and they are going to continue to look at the big picture. Well, I know that Jalen Brunson has now become the mayor of New York, no matter how long that he is out. But Kendrick Perkins is at least a member of the House of Representatives for New York. So what do you make of all of this? When a person show you who they are, believe them. And why don't we believe the Knicks? They have been aggressive. They got OG Anunoby, right? You see how they're building. They're trying to win now. Like, we keep talking about the offseason and protect this and go out and get a superstar. This team has been aggressive, and they're adding pieces because they believe that they actually could make a push in the Eastern Conference right now. And I believe them. So how many signs they got to continue to show us that, hey, we're talking about what the Lakers got to do. We're talking about what Golden State got to do. We're talking about do Philly make a push. No, they are actually doing it. They are actually doing it. The most important position in the NBA is the wing position. Yep. We could talk about what Jokic dominated or whatever. Denver don't win the championship without Aaron Gordon, right? You can't replace that, but you can solidify that with how the Knicks did with OG Anunoby. So. Yeah, and I mean, getting OG Anunoby at that position is an elite championship caliber person on the wing, but I fully have believed in the Knicks because they've done it the right way. They've done it over the course of years. They've made small pieces that have gone a long way. And to me, when I look at the squad, I'm just really excited about their future. And I think by adding small pieces, that means that next offseason, when they get the big piece, they're really, they're already contenders now, but they're going to put themselves in the favorites category for the years to come based off of what they potentially could do this offseason. And I also say that this could be a blessing in disguise. Some of their stars are nursing a little injuries, but if they're able to rest up, there's all-star break, and make a real push, now we're going to be really talking. What? They're coached by Tibbs. What was I going to say? The minutes rack up on Tibbs' team. So maybe a little bit of leave Stephen A alone, please. Built-in rest is all I'm saying, Austin. Yeah, they just need to hold tight. They have a solid team right now. With Milwaukee having its struggles, as currently put, Philly being pretty much out of the race with Joel not being healthy, they have a chance to compete right now for real. And they have guys down hurt right now, but it's nothing too serious. They have guys stepping up. DiVincenzo's had multiple games with over 20 and 30, and they have guys playing hard, competing. They'll figure it out. This team is tailor-made for Tibbs. You see a lot of teams these days being tailored around the star player. This team is being tailor-made around their head coach. They play hard. Yeah. And they're set up for success now, but they also have assets in the future, and that's what I'm keeping an eye on. Through at the top of the Western standings here, but let's talk about the Golden State Warriors. I think they maybe have underperformed a little bit. Perk, what do they need to do here? I don't know. Hell, I don't believe the Golden State Warriors know what they need to do. Like, right now, I mean, it seems like they're in a safe place right now as we speak.
and the way that they've been playing, right? Like, I've been begging for more Jonathan Kuminga since, and we're starting to get more Jonathan Kuminga. So when I think about the Golden State Warriors, I know Wendy, Malika, y'all about to shoot me down and say Klay is not going to get traded, but that's actually what they need to do. Like, that is the elephant in the room, right? And it's not like I just feel like this. When it comes down to Klay Thompson, I feel like we can't force the issue or force him to take a lesser role because we want him to, right? I feel like Klay has a lot left in the tank. This is his last time to actually get his big payday, right, to get that max money. And as a former player, I always used to tell the young guys as an old vet, get your money, get the max dollars that you possibly can. And I think Klay sitting in Golden State, that actually doesn't benefit him for us getting him top dollar.
It's not just me and Brian. It's that every single time that you insinuate that Klay Thompson should potentially be traded, it's happening literally as we speak right now. I get a text from Bobby Marks every single time, our front office insider. So you know what I'm just going to do? Bobby, stop texting me. I'm just going to bring you into the conversation right now because I want to say this. I do not believe that the Golden State Warriors will trade Klay Thompson right now, nor necessarily do I think that they should. But tell us what's realistic, Bobby.
Yeah, I agree with you, Malika. I think the only way Klay Thompson is getting traded is if Klay Thompson goes into Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s office by 3 p.m. tomorrow and asks to be traded. And I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm just putting myself in that Warriors front office. There's two things that's kind of why he's not going to be moved. I think there's the loyalty factor. A player that's won 4 championships, I think you have to see it through. And the only way this team is going to get better or a better return for Klay Thompson is if Klay Thompson plays better. And I'm willing to bet on Klay Thompson for the last 2 months of the season here as far as how this team could potentially get into the play-in because he makes $43 million. Are you going to go out and get 3 players or 2 or 3 players here? His trade value is probably at the lowest right now. I'm betting on Klay Thompson right now, and if it doesn't work out, this Warrior team will be in the lottery, and then you'll have to address it in the offseason.
Well, right now, Klay Thompson is not even, like, top 3 for us, them running their offense through. It's Steph Curry and then it's Jonathan Kuminga. Let's keep it a buck. The offense, the system that we have seen for so many years has changed. And that's a good thing. So, again, I'm putting myself in the player's perspective. And I want to know, I don't know, but I want to know who the hell is Klay Thompson agent. Because at the end of the day, I understand we keep talking about the loyalty factor. We keep talking about, the 4 championships. But I'm looking at Klay, and I'm looking at this from a business aspect, and I'm saying to myself, how can I put myself in the best position possible that I can maximize me, Klay Thompson, not the Golden State Warriors, me. And the way that it's going, it don't look like that, Steve Kerr's going to be rolling with Klay Thompson down the stretch too much in the future. So I'm like, where are we at with this?
So the Warriors have 2 big questions they have to deal with in the offseason. One is going to be what happens with Klay. One is what happens with Steve Kerr. Both are going to be free agents. And I think there are serious pressures here with Klay Perk. I think you're right, but I think that decision comes in July. That doesn't come now. What comes now is the Andrew Wiggins question. They basically have to answer a big thing between now and tomorrow, and they've probably been thinking about this for days, which is, do they believe that Andrew Wiggins can get back to the player he was in 2022? If the answer is yes, you hang on to him because his trade value is very low right now. If the answer is no, and no team is better equipped to answer this than the Warriors, who know him every day, then I do think that you should look to move on from him. And it's not an easy answer, and it may not even be one where they're able to come to a consensus, but that is truly what is on the Warriors' plate right now. And in their trade talks, that's the type of negotiations they've been having.
What a tough position to be in.
No, it ain't. It's a wonderful position.
No, it is. Because no, I'm saying for the Warriors.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm saying for the Warriors. What it's, you have all this going on right now. This season seems to be a draw. In terms of them being contenders, that's not going to happen. You see Klay in that interview post-game and how emotional he was.
Yeah.
He hasn't been finishing games, but we all know it could turn around. He could go for 30 tomorrow and they start finishing games with him real quick. We've seen it before. That's why he's had great success in the playoffs. The issue for me here is they're having this year that's going to be a draw. How many more years do we have prime Steph?
Right.
How many more years are we going to – he can't waste too many more years, man. Like, we're at the end of his prime. He's still an unbelievable player. I think we take him, Kevin, and LeBron's greatness for granted. These guys just make us used to seeing these guys at their age play that well.
Right.
So, I mean, I think you roll with Klay. You let it go, and then you go into the summer and just see what's happening. Hopefully the guy gets better. I mean, I'm rooting for him.
I'm absolutely rooting for him as well. And one of the things, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, the company that you correctly put Steph Curry in, how many times have we seen them change teams?
Yeah.
How many times have we seen them change teammates to try to chase and squeeze out every last bit of their prime and maximize their chances to win a title? Steph's facing, in some ways, a decision that he has never faced before in his career. Because the only other thing that could happen, short of Klay Thompson going in to Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s office and saying, this is what I want, is Steph Curry going into that office and saying, this is what I want. I have never known that. I don't think you have to be the Steph Curry that we have all covered.
No, he hasn't been that guy.
But that's the position he's going to be put in.
Ja Morant, SGA, and Luka.
Yep.
On Steph behind like back pockets, so you better figure it out quick.
They're on my behind like back pockets to get to break,
stronger.
so that's what we're going to do. Time flies. Can you believe that was 1 year ago
What a
today?
fun night that was.
It was incredible, and Savannah's suit was excellent, just as a side note. But LeBron James broke the all-time scoring record. It was held by Kareem, and the Lakers, they went on to that magical run to make it to the Western Conference Finals. A year later, though, it doesn't feel like we could be farther from that place. It feels like a long shot for LeBron in LA to get back there. So let's bring Bobby Marks back into our conversation here, because, Bobby, we have seen the cryptic signs, but I hear, as you are at our trade machine for the first time in 2024, that you have a drastic scenario that's on the table for Los Angeles. What you got?
Well, I even labeled this segment fact and fiction. So this is my own, right? This is not our producers here, but it's a fact or fiction thing. And certainly we would be talking probably a lot more about LeBron James if this Laker team hadn't won 3 in a row and they're playing their best basketball probably of the season here. And when you look at it, and we're not talking about Toronto right now, what happened if they had lost in Boston or New York? We would certainly be talking about LeBron James. And I know Rich Paul's agent put out the memo that he is not going to be traded, but here's the scenario. If they had lost, would James be on the table here? So that's the fiction part. We're going to dismiss that. Let's talk about a little bit of reality. Woj talked about a player like Bruce Brown in Toronto. Now, here's the problem, Malika. When you look at, we're removing LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who on this Laker team matches that $22 million salary? We talked about D'Angelo Russell playing his best basketball. Is it Rui Hachimura? Unlikely. He's got 3 years left.
Hanging on to
Austin
your every
Reeves
word, Bobby.
Is not tradable. They're not going to trade. All these fillers here, and then look at that's all they have to trade. 2030 first-round pick here. So that's the challenge that the Lakers are having. We're going to remove LeBron, of course. We talked about that. He's not going anywhere. But just for even some of these minor deals of Bruce Brown, it's hard for them with the picks and as far as to go and match that salary there.
Okay, so let's go then from Philly to Los Angeles, right? Because Joel Embiid is out for at least the next 4 weeks with that meniscus tear. What kind of deals could they be looking to make in the next 23 hours or so?
Well, here's the thing. How do you keep your flexibility this offseason where you've got potential $55 to $60 million, still uncertain who that main player is going to be? How do you keep some of those draft picks? But how do you improve right now with the hope that Joel Embiid comes back? For me, I would be targeting Chicago. And I know the Bulls just came off a great win against Minnesota. They're in the play-in right now. But when you look at this Bulls roster, for me, it's DeMar DeRozan. That's who I would be targeting if I was Philadelphia right now. And certainly 11 players on expiring contracts. So you look at players like Marcus Morris, Robert Covington. That works. And then you need a big, right? Joel Embiid is out. Andre Drummond. So when you look at a player like Drummond, 3.4 last year of his contract, Philadelphia still has some draft picks here. You could put in a first-round pick. They've got a pick swap here. So look at a team like Chicago, players that are on expiring contracts, players that can come in and win now, but also keep their flexibility in the offseason here.
So real quick, Brian, would you do that deal?
Yeah, I don't think Chicago is going to trade DeMar DeRozan, though, and I don't think they're going to trade Caruso.
Come here.
I think it's more likely that they trade.
Do you think you just walk?
Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here. You guys saw the clip. Breaking news. We are in the less than 24 hours away from the NBA trade deadline. That is huge news. That is absolutely huge news because you got names like Kelly Olynyk going to 76ers, just a rumor. Bruce Brown is being rumored to jump to the 76ers. Then you have guys like Bogdanovich being discussed with 76ers. Let's talk about the Knicks. Knicks are interested in Alec Burks, especially ever since Jalen Brunson got injured. But then again, Bruce Brown is being discussed by the Knicks. Bruce Brown is also being discussed by the Lakers. Lakers looking not to do anything because of the recent beautiful play by D'Angelo Russell. And the biggest sleeper team on the NBA trade front is New Orleans Pelicans are interested in DeJounte Murray. Now, if they get DeJounte Murray, you're looking at CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson, and DeJounte Murray. That is a scary thought right there. You got OKC Thunder have all the picks in the world, so they could make a move, right? Imagine if they got Bruce Brown. That'd be something else, right? They could actually do some damage. You got Jordan Clarkson be discussed by the Knicks. Andrew Wiggins, will he be traded? Trade value is pretty low right now. Klay Thompson, will he be traded? I highly doubt that one because he's very loyal to the Warriors, and the Warriors are obviously very loyal to him. But at the end of the day, you got a lot of rumors out there, right? You got a lot of rumors out there. Who's going where? The biggest team names are the 76ers, the Knicks, the Pelicans. Boston Celtics made a huge splash. I wouldn't say huge splash, but a very good pickup in Tillman to the Memphis Grizzlies. From the Memphis Grizzlies for 2 first-rounders. That was huge news on their part. Andre Drummond could possibly go for 3 second-round picks or 1 first-round pick. That could either go to the Knicks, the Lakers, could be the 76ers. We don't know. Everything's up in the air. 76ers got to do something because of Joel Embiid's absence from his injury. We don't know how long he's going to be out. He will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Gabe Vincent, he's set to return in a month. Jared Vanderbilt is set to be reevaluated in 4 weeks. We don't know how long those two are, Vanderbilt and Embiid. So obviously the Lakers and the 76ers got to do something. Knicks obviously got to do something with Brunson being out with his ankle injury. We don't know how long. At the end of the day, you got to think to yourself, these are just rumors, but they're pretty big names and could bolster a team to get to the playoffs. If not get to the playoffs, win the Western or Eastern Conference. If not win those, win the damn championship. So leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. Who should go where and what team should do some damage? What team should actually make some fairly good trades? I think personally the 76ers are going to make a lot of trades. Maybe 1 or 2 trades with a bunch of players because they have to take advantage of Joel Embiid. They are pretty optimistic he is going to return. So again, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. Who should go where and what team should make the best trade? As always, this is Jag from Jaggy Sports.